Today I'm traveling over 1,000 miles to one of the world's largest coral conventions, and this is going to be one of my most challenging videos yet. I have two missions that I have to accept. Mission number one, I have to bring a coral all the way back from the show to Florida. 2, get some New York cheesecake and bring it back home. And to top it all off, I only have 1 day to complete the mission. 4:21 in the morning. Wow. Okay, so I made it past the checks and then we're about to board the plane. Next stop, Newark, New Jersey. But first, I had to get some breakfast, and what do you know, a Chick-fil-A right here in the airport. Perfect. Spicy chicken biscuit, some hash browns. I absolutely crushed my breakfast, and now it was time to board the plane. Reefapalooza, here I come. Now, I'm not a big fan of heights. I'm terrified of flying, so with my tummy full, it was time to put on a movie and relax. Guys, check this out. If you've never been on an airplane, they have movies for you to watch. They have games like solitaire. Yes, I know it took me 9 minutes, but I did win. And there's this really cool interactive map that lets you see where you started from and where you're going. Now, I thought it was really cool. I was sitting 10 rows away from the exit doors, so I was sitting about right there. This entire flight was a pleasant experience, and my friend sitting next to me, who was asleep for the entire trip, helped me capture this amazing shot out the window as we were landing in Newark. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Alright, so I made it to Newark, and now it's time to find my Uber and then make it to the event. I see a Dunkin' Donut. I might have to go to Dunkin' Donut before I get picked up. Alright, I got my Dunkin'. Now we're going to the Uber. Okay, so I'm waiting on the Uber right now to make it to Reefapalooza here in New Jersey. Now, I got my meta glasses on to document this trip as well as filming with my camera. So he's about 4 minutes away, should be here soon. This is a new experience for me, riding in the Uber. I know, I just don't ride Ubers a lot. Number 12. Looking for a green Toyota Camry. Green Toyota Camry. Oh, this is good. It's my first time in Jersey. First time in an Uber.
Yeah.
Lots of firsts.
No problem.
Alright, thank you so much. Nice, we made it. Okay, we're here, Reefapalooza. The mission, bring back a coral to Florida and bring back a New York cheesecake. Now, on the plane I had a lot of time to think about this, and to be honest, I don't know how I'm going to bring a coral back. Now, a lot of people have brought back corals before, and they've had no issues. But I've seen that security checkpoint, and it looks tough. So we're gonna go in there, we're gonna check out the event, and we're gonna try to bring back a coral. Remember, if I don't, the mission is a failure. But before we do that, I asked you guys on YouTube what type of coral I should try to bring back. Should I bring back a zoanthid coral, a Duncan coral, or a hammer coral? So we're gonna check that out right now and see what you guys are voting for. All right, so as of right now, zoanthid corals are at 17%, Duncan coral is at 33%, and hammer corals are at 50%. So right now it's looking like I'm gonna try to find a hammer coral to bring back. We got the store that's open. Look at that, we made it with 1 minute to spare. Good morning. I made it. Good morning. Thank you. All right, so we have Reef aquaculture specialists here in New Jersey and Luis Reef. Some favorites. We are going to look for a vendor that is local to New Jersey or New York, see what they have to offer. So we have Kobe's Coral Cove. Hey, how are you?
These are 65.
Where are you guys out of? Where are you located?
Williamsburg, PA.
PA? Okay. Very cool.
Not too far.
Nice. I'm all the way from Florida, so.
We were down there for Orlando.
Were you? Okay. Okay, cool.
A little bit farther over your way.
Yeah. 30, so 3 for 75. Okay. Yeah, I have to figure out how to get it back home to Florida if I buy any corals, so.
Flying?
Yep.
Get one of those little containers, the TSA approved ones.
Okay.
You can put your corals in there, the minimum amount of water.
Gotcha. So like one of the little, the plastic, the little specimen jar or specimen.
Carry that on.
I picked up some valuable tips and some great advice from Kobe's Coral Cove. They had an amazing selection of corals and the largest carpet anemone that I have ever seen. Next up is SBB Corals, and just take a look at all of these torch corals. The colors of these corals at this booth were just phenomenal. And just like any coral that looks like this, it's fetching a high dollar amount. Wow, there's some really cool colors in here. What are you asking for that guy right there?
I think this one here, that one there I could do for 200.
200? Super cool. Where are you guys based out of?
We're in Jersey City actually.
Jersey City,
Yeah,
okay,
like
cool.
10-15 minutes from here.
Awesome. All right, here's sea level aquariums. How you doing? Got some Xenia in here, Singularia, some Octospawn, hammer coral. What really caught my eye was the nice chunky Space Invader Pectinias. Those are some good sized pieces right there too. I'll have to see if I can get a closer shot for you. Those. How much are you asking for the Pectinia coral?
50 bucks.
50 bucks, really? Now, I haven't had the best of luck with Space Invader Pectinia corals, and me and Warren talked back and forth as to why that could be. And since my aquarium has a lot of soft corals and some really large toadstool leather corals, that could be affecting the water quality for the Pectinia coral. But then Warren mentioned a coral to me that I have never heard of, a pulsing singularia. This is a very unique soft coral that pulses almost like the pulsing Xenia, but much slower, and there were only a few of them at the show, and Warren pointed me in the right direction, so I had to go and check it out. So I met up with Dr. Bull of Bull Reef Aquaculture from New York, And this was such a unique oddball coral that I bought it right there on the spot. I'm from Florida, so I'll be flying back home. Would it...
You can put them in a cup.
Okay.
I'm not sure about flight regulations, but in terms of you bringing it back,
right.
I can give you a cup with him for today with water. I'll give you a second cup with clean water.
Okay.
And then if you want, I'll give you a bag so you can figure out how you want to ship it.
Okay.
But this guy will last in 2 cups easily 2 days, 3 days, without. You can literally probably take it out. You want to open the cup up, put it in the window, whatever. These things are so damn hard.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not going to have any issues. I would just, change the water out because it's going to slime out and everything. Get kind of do this little leather coral thing.
If I purchase it from you, can you hold it till the end of today?
I'll do that for you. I'm trying not to do that.
Not to do that.
Since you're in Florida, I will do that for you.
Okay, cool.
You want to purchase it now? You want to pay cash? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can do cash.
Okay, yeah, I do that. It's on you.
Yep. There you go.
Thank you. And then let me give you. Bring that back to me for your coral.
Okay. Cool.
I don't have many of those.
Blue Carbon Reefing was up next, and they had a wide variety of corals. Awesome looking zoanthid corals, beautiful torch corals, and some unique looking chalice corals as well. Very cool. Where are you guys based out of?
Michigan.
Michigan, okay. Very cool. First time at the New York show.
This is my first time at the New York show too.
Oh yeah? Okay, cool. How long have you guys been operating?
I've been reefing, I've been back into it for 15 years. I started the LLC about 4 years ago.
Okay.
I've been doing shows for a little over a year.
Nice.
So, I've been doing it a long time, but haven't done rep before. It's my first Reefapalooza.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see different vendors from different states. So.
Yeah.
Checking it out.
Hopefully I got stuff that nobody else does,
Yeah.
Like this is like an old maricultured piece that nobody's had before. I call it a dragon blood.
Nice, okay.
But I've never seen that chalice anywhere else.
Speaking of chalice corals I've never seen before, check out First Class Aquarium's booth right here. This chalice coral is stunning. These are super cool.
They are.
How much are you asking for those?
The small ones are $150, the big ones are $250.
Okay. Super cool. Now, soon after seeing those chalice corals, I started seeing them everywhere at the show. This is something that I haven't seen at any other show. It just goes to show that you can always find something unique and something different, especially in another state at a different show. We got Zoas over here, $20 Zoas, $30 Zoas. Are you guys local? Where are you guys from?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, okay. Well, I came from Florida, so it's always cool to check out what different states have to offer and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's the craziest coral you've seen at the show, or that you have here?
The nicest one we have probably is our home wreckers. It's like between like the home wrecker and that chalice.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, that guy's super awesome.
Yeah, those are a hot one too. The kaleidoscope chalice.
Yeah. The chalice.
The big kaleidoscope is 600.
600.
3 for that, and 120.
3 and 120. Look at those Duncan corals right here.
One shot.
What are we getting for food?
Those are huge.
Up delivery.
Right next door we got Oceanic Gardens bringing some, it's like a mystery box, a coral for $20. It contains a frag of equal or greater value. Torch corals going for $65. Rhodactis mushrooms, $20. And then a lot of torch corals over there. $10 zinnias.
How are you?
So, are these Duncan corals here per head, or is it per frag?
Per frag, yeah.
Okay.
So like the big chunky ones, yeah, everything's $20.
Nice, okay. Alright, so we got some good Duncans there. Nice hammer corals down here. Alright, so plenty of hammer corals here. I can always come back and get those, and that is Oceanic Gardens. Wow. I don't know how big of a coral I'm allowed to take back on an airplane, but look at that. It's the size of my hand. That's insane. I'm seeing this chalice coral everywhere up here. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm checking in with the poll, and it looks like hammer coral is still winning the poll. There's the hammer corals that's still at 50%, Duncan coral 25%, and zoanthids are at 25%. So I've been pretty much around a lot of the showroom floor looking at different corals. I've seen some pretty chunky Duncan corals that I would love to take back with me. And I've seen a variety of different hammer corals that I would like to take back with me as well. So it looks like the hammer coral is still winning. So let me get back in there and we'll showcase some more corals and see what's going on. Next, I met up with Tristan and crew from TRSC Aquatics, and they always bring the fire when they bring their corals to a Reefapalooza show, or any show for that matter. Now, this coral colony is a slow grower. It took 6 years to get like this, but it's pretty incredible, pretty colorful as well. Is that one of the craziest pieces you brought with you, or what's
the
most unique?
It gets weird when you ask that, because depending on where you're at, it's different levels of crazy. I mean, realistically, more than likely, yes. Actually, I hate that bad. It's tied between that or these hammers.
Okay.
Because they're not just your standard Angkor hammers.
Yeah, they're very light colored.
Yeah, very pastel.
Yeah.
You tend to have
super deep water Malaysian hammers.
Picking them up.
Now, this next coral vendor, Not a Fish LLC. Not a Fish LLC. That's a lot of fun to say. Now, I've been asking vendors about their most unique pieces of coral, and Hunter of Not a Fish LLC has a super rare coral with an awesome story. This is the Kendaran torch coral, and it's very difficult to get as it comes from the Solomon Islands. It comes from deep waters, and you have to negotiate with the locals so they don't meet you with spears. Now, there's only 3 of these in the United States. This is a deep water torch. It's named after the tribe. It's just such a crazy story, hard to find coral, and I mean, wow, I was not expecting that. Guys, the kids zone is a little unhinged. Look at this, what is going on? We got Ursula, we got some kind of skeleton. Hey, looks fun. The kids will enjoy it. Check it out, stuff for everybody. So I already got some really good tips on how to bring a coral back from the show on the plane all the way to Florida. Now, I will have to seek out some different types of containers here, and maybe at one of those insulated bags to put the corals in so I can carry it onto the plane. That was one of the tips that I had picked up earlier, is that you can't just have it in a bag. It has to be in a secure container, kind of like those specimen containers. So when I get a coral, I'm gonna have to find one of those containers to get it home. But first, it was time to get some lunch, and the cool thing about this show is that there's food right here on the showroom floor, so you can grab a bite to eat and then get right back to coral shopping. So I picked up a beef empanada and a chicken empanada. These things were amazing. All right, now that lunch was taken care of, I followed the parade over to David's aquariums, and look what he has in his tanks. More of that amazing looking chalice coral. I'm telling you, I'm seeing them everywhere at this show. He had some other really nice chalice corals as well, but time is ticking and I need to check the polls to see what coral I'm gonna get before the end of the day. Okay, comment update. Let's take a look at the poll. Okay, so 20% now for zoanthids, Duncan corals at 30%, and the hammer coral is now at 50%. So the votes have kept coming in, but I think hammer coral is the winner, so let's go find the hammer coral. Next up, I met Sam with Cruisin' Aquatics from Pennsylvania, and the pieces of coral that he brought to the show were amazing. These things are super colorful, super healthy, encrusting. Check out this Leptocyra right here. It is beautiful. and he had a unique anemone that was still opening up, but it was really cool to see.
I think the one that I was most excited about was this anemone.
The anemone?
Yeah. It's not fully open. It should, when it opens up, it covers the foot entirely and it puffs up. But I have it like, these lights are really strong and it's like right underneath. So I'm hoping tomorrow morning, like the lights, when they come up or turn on, he should be pretty cool.
Alright, so Reefapalooza is closing down and I made my way back over to Backwoods Reef. They had some really good hammer corals, but the main reason I purchased from them is they also had the specimen cups needed to get through TSA and onto the airplane. And there it is, a beautiful splatter hammer coral. It's gonna look great in the reef tank at home. Then I remembered I needed a bag, so I headed over to Blue Carbon Reefing and they were selling them for 10 bucks. So grabbing this insulated bag with the plastic cups should be a pretty safe trip back home for these corals. Then the only other coral to pick up was the pulsing singularia.
Okay, so at Bull Reef Aquaculture, they gave me this coin, so I'm ready to pick up that awesome frag. I'm gonna go back, pick up that coral, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Was that pulsing singularia?
That's the one right there.
Yes.
That's why I make you bring the chips back.
Absolutely.
It's like,
That's really cool.
Yes.
I only have a few.
Never
I
had
don't
one.
like holding coral, so when I give them all out, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing a water change and the thing for you. I just put it in this guy. You needed some, you're in Florida, so you wanted some extra stuff, right?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Awesome. So this is the one for today. You can just take that for holding around, and I'll give you
Okay.
So I'm giving you 2 jugs of water.
Okay.
Changes and get yourself set for going.
Okay, perfect.
I'm throwing some different size bags so you can figure out which one you got to use.
Okay. Oh.
Trying to get away from me here. Let's go, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Travel safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We got it. Oh, wow.
All right, we got it. Now I got to figure out how to get this back to Florida.
And just like that, Reefapalooza Day 1 was over. It's time to get these corals back to the airport, and I gotta find my Uber.
All right, so I have the corals. Now I have to try to find some cheesecake and get all of this back home.
Let me introduce you to Juan, my Uber driver. He's very nice, and everything was moving right along and smoothly. Oh yeah, this is Juan, and he has a need for speed. Now, what started off as a peaceful drive progressively got worse and worse. I mean, we were changing lanes like we were a race car. There was a lot of traffic and my phone battery was dying, and I just wanted to make it safely to the airport. There were people racing across the bridge. I mean, where did they think they're gonna go in all this traffic? And then we almost got into a car crash. Definitely not what I was expecting. All right, we made it here in no time and everything's fine. Now that I was safely at the airport, it was time to do a water change on the pulsing singularia and then make it to the gate and through the checkpoint. Now, having the extra water was genius because now I can do a quick water change, and I'm going to get rid of any of the extra water that I don't need. But first, I had a couple extra specimen containers that I filled with water just in case I needed to do a water change on the plane. Put the lids back on, put all the containers and corals in the blue bag, closed it up, ready to take through the security checkpoint. However, my phone battery died. So I generated a couple AI images to help you understand how easy it was to get through the checkpoint. First of all, a very nice TSA agent came up to me and I let him know that I have live animals in the bag, there was coral in the bag, and that I needed it manually checked. So another agent took the bag over, opened it up, inspected the water and the contents.
All right, corals made it through. That was quick.
Freaking easy. Alright, so here's the cheesecake place. New York cheesecake. Raspberry cheesecake, cherry cheesecake. That looks good. Hello, how much are the little ones?
$8.95.
The little ones are 8? Oh, I'll just stick with the one then. And then go with this guy. Cool, thank you. Alright guys, we got ham and Swiss, and we got a cherry cheesecake. I did it. I've officially got a New York cheesecake slice. $10.95. Of course, a poppy soda. Alright. This fountain show was so much fun. I enjoyed eating my dinner while watching it. Truly incredible. I have to try it, but it's also going to make it home with me.
Experience. If you receive any emails over alert, we'd love to hear your honest feedback.
Alright, so we made it back home and I have 2 bags. So we're gonna get them home and it's the end about to approach, I don't know. But we're gonna get them back to the house and see if the mission's complete. Mission complete. We have authentic New York cheesecake that made it all the way back home. And of course we have the corals as well. Here's the hammer coral. And then this is a surprise find. This is a pulsing singularia. So I'm gonna get these in the tank and show you what it looks like after they open. Now it is super late, so I'm probably gonna eat this cheesecake tomorrow. I had so much fun at Reefapalooza New York. It was great meeting some of you guys at the show. Thank you for all the support. And if you enjoyed this video, then I know you're gonna like this video here. Go ahead, click or tap the screen to watch that, and I will see you in the next one.